I'm Gail Kennedy. I'm a community facilitator with ACES Connection, and I live and work in California. So I support communities in California. We encourage people that have ACES initiatives to educate everybody and anybody in your community. And we have tools to help you do that. So our Growing Resilient Communities tool, you see it here. It's an interactive tool with lots of resources and support for you to educate and aggregate, engage, activate, and celebrate in your community. Today, we're going to talk about educate. So when we mean educate, we are talking about educating organizations, community members, everybody and anybody about ACEs and resilience science. And our goal is that all organizations and communities across the United States and across the world will be educated about ACEs and resilient science and create healing and trauma-informed practices and policies based on that ACEs science. So to help you, we have a speakers bureau you'll hear about later. And we have lots of presentations that you can use and adapt, but we really encourage you to take those, anything we have available, and make them local and add your local data, add your local information to make them as locally relevant as possible. In my community, we have a speakers bureau that we developed. Those are local folks from across different sectors, educators and pediatricians and healthcare providers and family serving organization folks that are available to give ACEs science presentations. We have presentation templates available for folks. We have all of those here, and they're local to our to our community. We have I developed a presentation that had lots of local data, so that when we're presenting to our communities, we're making it as relevant as possible to the community. We can help you. Here at ACES Connection, we have lots of resources and tools available on our resource center, which is found on our home site. And you can go and download, like I said, take the PowerPoints and adapt them. And if you find something, you create something that you think is better than what we have to share, please share it. And not there already, then please share it. We have tools to help you with the aggregating or collecting information about organizations that you've presented. So you'll hear more about that later. But we encourage you to go out and present. And if you need any help with presentations, if you'd like to identify some national or other localities, experts that are speaking or training about ACEs and resilient science, you can visit our Speakers and Trainers Bureau, which is found on the home site of ACES Connection. And if you are not already included in our Speaker and Trainer Bureau, then we encourage you to do so. You can find out how to do that on just clicking on the Speaker and Bureau tab across the home site. Next, I'm going to introduce Karen Clemmer, who will introduce herself, but she'll be going into more detail about our Growing Resilient Communities Educate. Thank you.
Thank you, Gail. Thank you for the information on education. Let's go a little bit more in depth. But first, let me introduce myself. Hi, I'm Karen Clemmer. I'm the community facilitator for ACES Connection for the Northern California region and the Northwestern states. The lens I bring is as a public health nurse. So let's go a little bit more in depth around education and think of this through a little bit more. What we talk about when we're thinking about education is outreach, connecting, talking, texting, blogging, all the different ways that folks can stay connected, share their story, and keep people involved. Talking is as simple as talking with your neighbor, talking to your community, talking with stakeholders, legislators, politicians, whomever you feel would help accelerate your ACES science initiative and grow momentum. Every community is going to be unique. And when we talk about post, what we really mean is write a little story. How did your last meeting go? What are you planning to do in the future? Each time you share a small story or a big story, it helps all of us kind of learn what works, what doesn't work, and it helps accelerate this whole ACEs science movement. And all of this information you can find on our site. Also on our site are videos and presentations that serve as a great resource in terms of understanding ACEs science and being able to take that information and have talking points that make a lot of sense with your community. So when you go on our site, you can find Nadine Burke Harris's TED Talk. It's about 16 minutes and very compelling. And I think an interesting note is that Dr. Nadine Burke Harris is now California's first Surgeon General, which is a very exciting time. And as you know, Dr. Filiti is the original ACEs researcher. And he shares information and insights that aren't often, that in more depth than we typically might see. And so please check these out. You'll find them again on our site. And if you're trying to educate, there's all kinds of different ways that people might learn, right? We are all different learners. One way is by hosting a community gathering and watching a movie. And if that's something you're interested in your community, you can find the tools and resources that you would need on our site. We have information on how to promote your viewing, how to do pre and post tests, how to bring information into your community in a way that you'll feel supported, that you're not on your own. So these are some of the resources, some of the many resources you'll find on ACEs Connection around education. And now let's turn it over to Jane. Jane's going to talk about the co-op. Thank you.
My name is Jane Stevens. I'm founder and publisher of ACEs Connection. Thank you for checking out our guidelines and tools for growing resilient communities. And when you're ready, take a look at the ACEs Connection Cooperative of Communities. The Cooperative of Communities is for ACEs initiatives that are ready for more advanced tools and services. This includes tools to help your initiative measure progress, virtual pop-up think tanks, and diversity, equity, and inclusion coaching. If you want more information, contact your ACEs Connection Regional Community Facilitator. You can find them on the homepage of ACEs Connection. We are happy to answer any questions you might have, and we appreciate your interest in all that we do. Please take care of yourself and have a peaceful day.